Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the finals of the Future Healthcare Hackathon. Thank you so much for joining us today, wherever you are. We're so happy to have you. These past 2 days have been exhausting for us and for our teams, but we're so happy that we came to this stage with all these results. Just to recap, the UAE Ministry of Health and Prevention teamed up with Entrepreneur and Bolt. We invited the curious minds, the innovative spirits, to join us for this hackathon from many places around the world to innovate for healthcare in 3 different categories. This hackathon included 2 days where we did workshops, mentoring sessions. Our teams worked tirelessly and came up with ideas to tackle healthcare and the future of healthcare. Now, the themes of this hackathon revolved around 3 areas. First area is AI, the first challenge, where our teams competed around the theme of how might we improve disease prevention and how can we use AI to provide based on medical history, based on any past history that they have. Our teams also competed on another scale, which is the personalized medicine. How might we empower citizens to have better access to their healthcare data? Now, this solves a major problem that many of the teams have, which is going to be a challenge for us in the future. How do we personalize healthcare for everybody? Our teams also competed around a central theme, which is accessibility to healthcare. How do we democratize healthcare? How might we use technology to give individuals this access to healthcare whenever they are, whether they travel, whether they stay in their place? Now, the event included many interesting numbers. First of all, we had a huge number of people who wanted to join us. Thank you, everybody who applied. We've had over 600 people apply. Now, of course, it's a virtual event. It was hard to accommodate everybody, so we ended up with 56 teams. Now, of course, for the benefit of the time and for all of us, we qualified only a select number of those teams based on their performance, how the mentors, everything we did. And these teams will be presented to you today. I'll give more details about this in a moment. We've had over 30 mentors and judges throughout the event who helped our teams reshape their ideas and fine stream and make improvements that are necessary to present the most useful and applicable and feasible idea. We've had around 19 countries represented at the challenge. Thank you, everybody who joined from everywhere. And we have $10,000 worth of prizes for our top winning 3 teams. Now, I'm going to recap the first 2 days for you because they have been really interesting for us as a team and for our participants who also benefited a lot from the event. First of all, we had the kickoff. We launched the event. We talked to the teams about what to expect, what to do, and we guided them through the process. Our teams showed great enthusiasm. Thank you, everybody. You've been amazing. And the participating ideas were selected because we've had a huge number of ideas. We've had around 200 ideas submitted. We would have loved to accommodate you all, but we've had to select a few ideas to be able to participate because this is a team effort after all. And then the team started forming, the participants started networking, doing the ice-breaking activities, and we ended up with the teams that we have right now. Then we kicked off a workshop with Jonathan, who told us about designing with Lean UX. We talked about how the UX, the user experience design process will go, what we do about it, how to present it to a panel, and how to benefit from it as a company that's starting to launch from a user-centered design. Then we've had our mentoring sessions. Thanks to all of our mentors, we've had over 40 mentoring sessions on the first day. Now, moving on to day 2 recap, we were actually astonished with the teamwork that our teams presented. They implemented the feedback they got from the mentors on the first day so they can show them on the next day. They ran surveys on a large scale, actually. They used social media to streamline their ideas, to gain user insights, to see how feasible their ideas are. We're really impressed with the process and the harmony that was present among the teams. And then we've had a legal workshop by Hassan Haddad, who is a general counsel and a specialized lawyer, who walked the teams through any laws they need to consider in the UAE and the things they need to initiate for their startups as they start, whether it's legal agreements, the things that would go unnoticed most of the time. And then we've had another batch of mentors join us for sessions. Thank you so much again to our mentors. Our teams benefited so much. And let me take this opportunity before we start presenting the startup pitches for our teams to thank everybody who was part of this. I want to thank the Ministry of Health and Prevention who took the initiative to launch this hackathon, to bring all the bright minds from all over the world to innovate and work together to form teams and ideas that would tackle the future of healthcare in the UAE and around the world. All of us benefited from this, and I'm sure all of us will benefit in the future. I want to also thank our panel of judges who will be joining us today. Thank you so much for taking the time and giving us your expertise to help us choose the teams that will represent us in the future. I want to also thank our mentors who gave all of their time and their patience and their efforts and their expertise for our teams. You've been with us for the past 2 days. I know it's been exhausting. Thank you so much for being with us. We really all learned from you. And also, most importantly, I want to thank our teams who presented very high team spirit. You guys, we learned so much from you. We realized that it's really hard to run all of this online. It's really hard to coordinate across time zones. But thank you so much for joining us from wherever you are. It's been a great pleasure to have you. Now, of course, we want you all to be happy, and we want you to all have learned. Thank you so much for joining us. I can now move on to starting the pitches. Now, I'm just going to walk you through the process of what to expect today. We have around 19 teams who are going to present themselves today. We have their pitches ready to be presented. And we're going to walk through each category. Again, that's AI, personalized medicine, and accessible care. Now, we're going to start with our first team. You're welcome to give us any comments. You have the live stream comments. You can give us anything you think. You want to congratulate the teams from wherever you are in the world. We're going to start with Team Enki from artificial intelligence, from the artificial intelligence track. Enki wants to build a smart, adaptable service that will enable efficient healthcare communication, leading to better patient outcomes. They're using AI and a couple of other technologies to facilitate the communication between the healthcare system and the patients. So without further ado, let's welcome our teams and let's watch the first pitch with us today.
Hello everyone, my name is Amin. I am an epidemiologist working in the pharmaceutical industry.
Hi, my name is Aj. I'm a digital advertising consultant working with big tech companies.
Today we'd like to present to you our startup idea called Enki. Enki in ancient Sumerian culture means wisdom and intelligence. We chose this name as we envision that Enki can promote healthier and more productive community in the UAE. Enki is a smart service that will leverage online data and programmatic technology to hyper-target users with health communication campaigns. Today, it is estimated that 1 in 4 UAE residents lives with a chronic condition leading to a significant societal and economic burden. Around 55 billion dirhams are spent on healthcare annually. The UAE is unfortunately seeing inefficiency in the management of healthcare campaigns to control and prevent disease. By comparing to other industries, we firstly believe that there is a significant media waste and cost in healthcare. Second, there are niche populations underserved by healthcare. Third, sustainable change in people's behavior is often not reached due to inefficient health communication.
Enki is a one-stop solution for healthcare stakeholders to efficiently reach their target population with science-driven communication. We do so by combining two key features. Firstly, we leverage data-driven AI targeting through programmatic advertising. This will benefit our stakeholders by having cost-saving campaigns while increasing their penetration in the population or market. The second feature is leveraging science-driven communication that will generate a sustainable change in people's behavior. In summary, Enki is an innovative, scalable, compliant, and affordable solution to several stakeholders. So the way it works is that it all starts with the population. We collect different types of data already made available by the likes of Google, Amazon, Facebook, and healthcare data. We then centralize different data points in our data management platform. We curate them and then enrich them with additional insights. We then build cohorts focusing on specific categories of disease. Once our target audience is clearly identified, we develop a unique communication strategy that is based on the latest research to maximize the efficacy of the campaign, for example, through nudging communication.
So let's have an example. Inky can be deployed to implement a smart digital campaign to screen pre-diabetics. Indeed, the annual medical cost of diabetes is estimated to 14.4 billion dirhams in the UAE. According to population surveys, there is around 10% of the population that is pre-diabetic. Inky, in fact, can curate the online behavioral and healthcare data through artificial intelligence and, in a compliant way, target those at risk of developing diabetes to increase awareness about this screening. In fact, preventing only 1% from developing diabetes will save 820 million dirhams every year. So, talking about business and financial, the digital advertising market is generating a tremendous revenue. Inky can take a share of this market as it has clear benefits for investors. We estimate a 180 million USD market share in this area. Inky would be first of a kind in the MENA region. In conclusion, we believe that our solution will identify the right target with the right message, allowing to build an informed and healthy community in the UAE.
Thank you for listening to us and have a great day.
Thank you so much, Team A. It's definitely excellent presentation. I like that you've done your research on the UAE market. I know you guys come from different parts of the world, so thank you so much. I know it's been tight on time these past 2 days, but you still managed to get the right numbers and the right market research. I know the judges are deliberating now, so maybe we'll give them a couple of minutes, and then we can move to our next team, where we can
Hello everyone, my name is Amin. I am in
Okay. Let me introduce the team Dr. Sila. Team Dr. Sila is also a very interesting idea. They want to build an AI-powered checker that would help patients to make informed decisions and help service providers tackle health delivery issues. So instead of having to Google your symptoms and thinking that something is wrong with you or you need to be hospitalized, powered checker will help you to make informed health decisions and would be connected to a network of other sources of information and healthcare professionals. So let's welcome the team and listen to their pitch.
Good morning, everyone. This is Nal. I'd like to thank you for this great hackathon. The mentoring sessions have been great. This is an investment textile. So we're Dr. Sila, an AI-driven bilingual Arabic and English symptom checker. We have more than 150,000 data points, over 200 test users. We're currently at pre-revenue stage. My name is Nail. I'm a doctor. I studied medicine. I also have a master's degree in digital marketing and another master's degree in health data ethics and machine learning. We have 5 senior medical curators. We have a backend developer who also works at Microsoft and also a mobile developer. They have a great experience with strong skills. We have also an advisory board on different levels like investment, technology, business and product, and they all have some of the amazing success stories. In terms of problem landscape, we're trying to solve many different problems. The first one is access to health content in Arabic and in English as well. And also we help patients to know when their symptoms actually qualify for like a doctor visit. And also we try to signpost them because not all patients actually know when they have any kind of symptoms, what kind of doctors they need to see. So people come to Dr. Sila and we provide them with bilingual content that helps them self-care and get some assurance if the case is not critical. We also flag urgent symptoms and signpost them to subspecialty that helps them to choose the right kind of care when they go to hospitals or like go to telemedicine. The current product is bilingual, Arabic and English, available on both Android and iOS. We have 20,000 different symptoms. We diagnose from 3,000 diseases, and we signpost to over 40 medical specialties. The healthcare market, the chatbots healthcare market globally is estimated at $100 million, and we targeting the MENA healthcare market, and the total addressable market is the e-health market size in the MENA region. The market entry strategy depends on the competitive landscape. So we listed a lot of companies that work on this domain, not directly relevant to us, but they might be even like collaborators or competitors. And we broke down that into the current features and how we fit or even sometimes ranked as superior to them. The current business models, we received some great advice from your mentors actually on the business models. So we'll be exploring, moving forward, exploring different like business models, B2C and B2B. B2C would be like an annual subscription for just like $20. After calculation, if Dr. Sila stopped one wrong medical referral, that actually the customer gets their money back. We'll be exploring also B2B, so health tech services, insurance companies, ministries of health, and also medical booking service, because when you go to any website, they just like ask you what kind of specialty you want to see, like in terms of doctors, but most patients actually don't know. So we will be also targeting this as well. So basically, we currently have the MVP like developed and also available on both like Google Play and App Store. And like in the next few months, we'll be basically exploring and focusing on exploring different business models, especially B2B, and piloting with clinics and hospitals. Based on the advice and feedback that we received, it seems like there's a huge potential in the UAE market. The models will be different from like Dubai to Abu Dhabi, and we might also be targeting Arab speakers in Turkey as they have the most pain. Arabs speak Arabic, Turkish healthcare service providers speak Turkey, and that actually creates a potential for error. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Team Dr. Sila. I just want to say thank you for the excellent presentation. I really enjoyed that you also presented to us while also presenting your prototype, your application that you would use. Personally, I've Googled my symptoms before, and I always freaked out because I thought something major is going on with me. So I would love to use such a solution so I can freak out less when I'm feeling sick. And I love that you're using multiple languages, because since you're targeting the region, that would be very beneficial. I'm glad you enjoyed the mentoring sessions, and I wish you guys all the best. Now we can move on to our next team. Our next team is also a very interesting team that is using a combination of technologies. That's Team MS Diagnosis. Team MS Diagnosis is using technology, using AI and a couple of medical technologies to diagnose multiple sclerosis, which is a very hard to diagnose disease. They're using a combination of interesting technologies that would diagnose the disease and also offer solutions. And they have a very clear pathway of how they want to do this. So without further ado, let's listen to their pitch.
Welcome to our presentation about MSDX. These are our team members. To visualize the problem, let's first consider the hypothetical scenario of Jason. Imagine Jason was a patient that was suffering day and night from excessive pain and impaired vision. When Jason went to the doctor's office to get himself checked out, the results of the various tests came back a year later, which is when they diagnosed Jason with multiple sclerosis. So he started taking the MS treatment for the next 3 years. However, his pain doesn't completely stop, and his vision is continually getting worse. It turns out that Jason does not have MS, but rather a vitamin B12 deficiency. This means that for 3 years, Jason was misdiagnosed and was suffering endlessly while he was taking a medicine that treated the wrong disease. This is not far off from reality, because according to the NIH, 30% of patients diagnosed with MS are later re-diagnosed with some other disease. Furthermore, NIH says that 50% of all misdiagnosed patients live with the misdiagnosis for 3 years, which has even led to many deaths.
So our product is a neural network, which is a series of algorithms that learn patterns between their input and their associated output. So in this case, our model learns what MRI scans show signs of MS through white matter lesions and which ones don't. This picture depicts the process of our model training, in which a raw MRI scan from the data is being inputted into the network process, and then the software outputs its predicted diagnosis, in which we eventually achieve an accuracy of 95%. The program will be implemented directly within the MRI machines themselves and should always be used in tandem with the doctor's own evaluation from the MRIs for maximum accuracy and security in diagnosis.
The main stakeholders are the patients, doctors, and researchers, in which the patients can spend less time in tests and more in treatment. The doctors can spend less time and money on tests, and researchers can further our research so that AI can work in more than one disease. Here's why our product is better. People like Jason won't have to spend $30,000 a year on painful tests. The current program also has a 95% accuracy instead of the current 70% accuracy. And Jason's doctors won't have to spend time on difficult tests, as our program only requires an MRI scan. You've also chosen an ML-based diagnosis because it reduces interpretation times and prevents deaths due to misdiagnosis. Finally, our product is completely novel. No other direct options are on the market other than tests doctors currently use.
The ability to predict the course of disease and the effective interventions is critical to effective medical practice and healthcare management. As such, it's important to propose a decision model which can help diagnose diseases and predict future patient outcomes. In terms of transitioning from an idea to an actual product, we have an overarching plan and we're already making progress into it.
So these are the few steps that we need to take in the near future to achieve our goal. Our goal is to have this model in medical use in real time, and by integrating it with MRI machinery through partnerships with GE and Siemens. Then we also need to have a provisional patent on the product and get an FDA medical device certification, which takes around 1 to 8 months. This is a roadmap of what we can do in the next few years to achieve our goal.
We do not have time to show the testimony from a neurologist, but it is there, so you can view it if you get our presentation.
Okay, so now the money. So through the grant, we could take our app to a global scale by being able to pitch to hundreds of hospitals and medical companies worldwide, like the oligopolies of the MRI industry, which will be presented on the next slide. Through this, we will be able to take advantage of the sales and use the profits to grow our business even more. Also, using the remaining $7,900, we will be able to fund our app development, pay required taxes, do R&D, and pay server costs, which we plan on purchasing an Amazon SageMaker Medium server because it is highly compatible with machine learning algorithms and it is able to deploy the algorithm at large, costing about 5 cents an hour. For starting monetization, we will exclusively pitch our idea to the biggest companies in MRI scanner production, GE and Siemens, using our marketing budget, which is about $2,100, or 21% of the total $10,000. Through our pitch of the product, they would endorse our algorithm in their machines and their computers, and we could strike a deal, starting off our monetization with a bang, raking in profits and boosting our business's ability to reach out to more companies and making more profits in a huge exponential loop.
Okay, so now let's summarize everything. The left side lists all of the current status and the challenges of multiple sclerosis, and the right side explains possible benefits for our solution in diagnosing multiple sclerosis.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Team MS Diagnosis. That has been an excellent presentation. I want to congratulate you on the harmony among the team and also the diversity among the skill set that you all guys have. I love that you have a clear plan in terms of time and the approach of your GTM strategy, go-to-market strategy. I hope to see this live because I know, personally, I know family members who suffer from this disease. I know it's very treat, and I know it lives dramatically. So thank you guys so much. We wish you all the best. And now we can move on to our next theme. Our next theme is also tackling a very important disease, which is dementia. They want to use a wearable device that would have voice biometrics to assist dementia patients in recognizing people carrying out their tasks and enabling remote monitoring by caretakers. Now, this is a very interesting concept because also dementia is another neurological disease that affects the lives of many, many people. So having a smart device that is wearable and that is easy to access would definitely help lots and lots. So without further ado, let's watch their pitch and see what they have to tell us.
Greetings to one and all present here. We are Team Ureno, and we've got a wonderful solution for Alzheimer's. Alright, so as you may know, or as you might not know, more than 50 million people are affected by dementia and cognitive impairment today. And by 2050, this is going to be 3 times, which is around 115 million. Now thinking, there's going to be a 600% increase. So Alzheimer's could affect more than 30,000 people in the UAE by 2030. So in simple terms, if you're wondering what exactly is all these terms, cognitive impairment, dementia, and Alzheimer's, so dementia is nothing but simply to have trouble remembering, concentrating, or making decisions that could literally affect your daily life. So the problem is simple. So if I'm a Alzheimer's patient, I am not at all, dependent on myself. I need someone who can help me, like a caretaker. And when I'm having a caretaker, I make a lot of mistakes. And once I realize that I made a mistake, I'll be having frustration. And this frustration makes me feel fade away from the society. And slowly it isolates us to the last step of Alzheimer's. And it just escalates to the, much serious steps. So these are the problems which mostly causes Alzheimer's, and yeah, that's how they make a mental impact on the patient's health. And
hence Neurino. It is a smart wearable that's designed to bring the cognitively impaired the freedom that they deserve. Our product is an AI-enabled smartwatch that uses voice biometrics to identify the patient that the person that the patient is talking to. Now, these people with dementia often land up forgetting the people that they are speaking to, and hence the watch just uses the person that they're speaking to's voice to identify the person. The watch, Adi, could you, the watch then shows them the face of the person along with their name and how closely they are related to the person, how closely they are related to the patient. Apart from this, the watch also assists them throughout their day by reminding them and making sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and that they're not missing out on any of their activities of everyday living, such as drinking water, taking their medicines, or going for that very important walk. In cases of there being an emergency, the watch also has a panic button that immediately informs the patient's close contacts that something has happened and he needs to be rushed either to the hospital or the caretaker needs to check what's happened to him. The watch also has an accelerometer that can detect in case the person has fallen and can immediately inform the relevant health authorities. Now, the watch also comes with an app that can be given to a healthcare worker that can keep in real time the track of the biometrics of the patient and can take whatever actions required in case of there being any emergency with him.
For our specialized voice biometrics technology, we have our own recurrent neural network that will learn on the basis of users' interaction. So with the increase in users' interaction with others, our model will have more knowledge about the user and his or her companions, whoever he's talking to. So in case of video calls, we'll be having a convolutional neural network that will be like recognizing their faces. On another note, you might have heard of data breaches happening on the dark web, uh, especially for the medical data. So in that case, we have a specialized cryptic algorithm that will be run through before putting the data up in our deep learning algorithm. And so we'll be assuring them with 100% data protection. So our target markets will be old age homes, hospitals, and different health authorities.
Now, our strategy to get to these target markets is going to be direct meetings with caretakers and patients. We're going to partner up with insurance companies and hospitals. At the same time, we'll try and exhibit at various conferences and medical exhibitions. Now, our business model has a two-way approach. For those that already own a smartwatch, such as an Apple Watch or a Samsung Gear, we use a freemium model where they can get, because we are a social enterprise, they can get the voice biometrics feature for free. And for the additional features, they're supposed to pay a monthly fee of $10. Now, we are also working with a Chinese manufacturer called Guakim that with whom we will be providing them, those who do not already have a watch, a free watch in case they're ready to commit to pay for the software for 12 months. Next, yeah. Now, our market is actually pretty big. There are about 50 million people as of today in the world with dementia. Just in the UAE, that's about 384,000. And at an estimate of 25% user adoption, that's 96,000 people, with only, let's say, 30% of them choosing to pick the premium subscription. That's still 28,800 users, each of them paying $10 a month, and 12 months of their subscription can bring our first year's revenue to about $3.5 million.
Thank you, Team Norino, for the excellent presentation. I want to congratulate you on first of all, the aesthetics. It's a really visually pleasing presentation. I like the clarity of your ideas. And I never realized how big the problem of dementia is. That's 50 million people. That's, of course, a very large number. I would love to see this come to life. I love the automation that you're providing with this. And I hope to see it in the hands of these patients. Now, in the meantime, we're going to give a couple of seconds to our judging panel so they can take their time and take a little break for 30 seconds just before we start the next presentation. Thank you to our teams. And again, I want to take this opportunity to thank the Ministry of Health and Prevention at UAE for making this possible. I want to thank the team at Entrepreneur who all there to help us with this. I want to thank the team from Bolt. And I want to again thank our participants. You guys all have made this possible. And I'm very happy to see the quality of the results. And with this, we can say that we've reached half of the presentation for the AI challenge. We can now continue with our next presentation with our next team. And our next team is Team DH Mentor. They want to save lives through also a combination of technologies that would enable patients to have better access to healthcare. So let's watch their pitch. And of course, I want to emphasize, if you have anything to say about the teams, or if you have any comments or feedback, please feel free to put it on the comments, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube. I'm sure our teams will appreciate it. So with this note, let's go ahead.
Hello, we are the Team DH Mentor. We are 5 members. Our team leader Diana Lawand is a second-year biomedical engineering student. Nahar Lawand is a finance graduate. Shrey Shrivada is a final-year prosthetic and orthotic student. Mahmoud al-Sheikh is a graphic designer, and I, Tara Qaisi, am a second-year computer and communication engineering student. Mahmoud, Diana, Noha, and I are from Lebanon, and Sheil is from India. We will present to you Diagnostic Heart Monitor. Meet Farid. He is a 68-year-old grandpa. One day, after taking a walk, he felt that his heart rate increased and he had a headache. At first, he dismissed it, but Leila, his granddaughter, insisted on taking him for some tests. But Farid didn't want to go to the hospital. It's a long wait, and it will cost too much. But what if I told you that Farid's problem had a very simple and cost-effective solution? The H-Mentor is a device with a unique concept that diagnoses CVD and benefits all people, but especially the elders. But why cardiovascular disease? Statistics shows that CVDs are responsible for 1 in 5 deaths in the United Arab Emirates. The heart attack diagnostic market is expected to reach $15.4 billion US dollars by 2024, and AI-based diagnostic systems could provide a new tool for doctors looking to catch the disease early in the patients. How will our product work? The process is very easy. All Farid has to do is answer some questions and wait for his biosensor test. And that's it. Now, if the percentage of having CVD is less than 75%, he has nothing to worry about. But unfortunately for Farid, his percentage was higher than the threshold. But no worries, his result will immediately go to his doctor, who can analyze them and then send to Farid what he has to do. And all of that will be done remotely. What is our product made of? The hardware is a combination of a bioscanner and a touchable screen. It will ask the patient some personal questions related to age, smoking, family history, anything that cause the symptoms, and it will also run some tests like cardiovascular and cerebrovascular activities, blood pressure, etc. It is small and easy to transport. Our software is based on deep learning. We have a dataset of around 300 subjects from age 37 to 71, and it tests the condition of heart disease. Our neural network is on, I include the model on the right, and it's composed of 2 hidden layers, and it has an accuracy of around 85%. Now, why the H1? Because our company cares about the patients and aims to protect them, their data, and simplify their lives. Our product is unique because it is a high quality, portable, accurate, and fast. But it's also because also there are no AI CVD diagnostic machine in the market. Now I aim to sell our product for $300 and minus $100, which is the cost. It will give us a $200 gain. Now this might sound expensive, but remember that the blood pressure machines in the market cost $100. Our machine provides much more. Now, from these $200, $100 will be given to doctors. Why doctors? We conducted a survey and found that among 50%, only 40% of them would trust the AI machine without a doctor. But if a company loses a doctor, they would trust the machine. 94% of them would trust it. Now, that's why we see doctors as our potential partners. In the future, we will aim to arrange the device such that the patient could use it without the help of the doctor. Now, our solution is smart. We know that we have some challenge like enlarging our data, perfecting the model, but with the help of the investors, we know that we can change the healthcare industry.
Thank you, Team DH Mentor. I love the level of automation, but I also love that you're also including doctors in the process. Great job with surveying your market and understanding that customers would actually prefer to have a doctor with them. I know heart disease is a very common disease that takes many lives per year. So preventing it and helping people cope with it in a much healthier and more efficient way would be a great addition to the healthcare system. So thank you, and thank you for the explanation for the technology you'll be using. And I wish you guys all the best. And now we move on to our next presentation. Our next team is Team Safe Space. Safe Space are creating a digital companion for mental health. We know all of us have suffered from mental health consequences in the pandemic during the lockdowns. We've also been away from our loved ones, from our friends and family. It's been very challenging, especially this past year. So Safe Space is coming to us with a solution for this mental health companion that would be available 24/7. So without further ado, let them explain their idea. So let's welcome Team Safe Space.
Hi, I'm Danny from Team 6 Safe Space, and we're here to talk to you today about how to make mental health more accessible using artificial intelligence. A lot of people are struggling right now, myself included, and one of the issues for people not getting support is the lack of clinicians. The second is stigma, and the third is the financial barriers preventing people from being able to afford that support. All this is creating a $1 trillion impact on the global community. So we need a solution that's accessible, anonymous, and cost-effective, aligned to local, national, and international initiatives. So we've created Aisha, a digital wellness advisor built on the IBM Watson platform, an artificial general intelligence who has empathy.
I'm here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Think of me as your personal health concierge, giving you access to relevant and trusted medical information and services. So now instead of Googling and getting confused on which websites to trust, ask me. I'm here to make your life easier. How are you feeling today?
Aisha will be available in Arabic and English 24/7, a preventive care companion who's human and technology combined, user-friendly, cost-effective, convenient, and supported by clinicians. She'll be able to support the community and employee well-being, manage crisis, learn, create big data opportunities, facilitate referrals, and generate leads. She's pretty useful. Through our research, we spoke to 5 consumer groups, and from these conversations and interviews, we decided that focusing on corporates would be the best option because they are wanting to invest in their biggest asset, which is their people. We have the value proposition of helping them to positively impact their bottom line, bringing cost efficiencies by improving productivity through well-being. So our business model is a subscription model. We work with SMEs and large organizations, pricing Aisha at 2 dirhams per employee per month with a utilization of 15%, which is 10% more than current employee assistance programs. Our impact ripples out into the community, hence us being able to impact 1 million lives positively. Allied market research says that workplace well-being is going to reach $74 billion by 2026. So this is a great market for us to focus on. Our revenue is generated from subscription and referrals, and also looking at breaking even in year 2. A phased approach, starting with our MVP, introducing social prescription and support mechanisms, diagnosis, referrals, research and analytics, and then moving into other therapeutic areas and rolling out to other countries. Our go-to-market strategy is quite comprehensive. Essentially, the key to rebranding mental health to something that people can engage with will come through extensive marketing, launch and events. So all this culminates in us breaking down barriers that are currently preventing people from being mentally well, being fully functional members of society. 2021 is all about revival, not survival. So we need a competitive advantage that is going to bring that cultural change. By partnering with Safe Space, we're going to create a mental health movement that will ripple out beyond the UAE. Thank you for your time today.
Incredible presentation, Team Safe Space. All this presentation was highly relatable. And I like that the thing you said at the end, it's about revival. I agree that this year should be about revival. And I love the prototype that you implemented in your presentation. It's very clear. It's very use it and how it's going to help any customer. And you've obviously done your market research. You know how to position and where to go. So Codis for the great presentation, and we wish you guys all the best. We can now move to our next team. And just a reminder, we're still in the artificial intelligence challenge track. Our judging panel is busy with scoring the ideas, and our judges are going to join us towards the end to say a few words about the teams before we announce the winners. And with that note, let's move on to Team Talos. Team Talos is using a lot of fancy technologies, natural language processing, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. They want to use past events and data and behaviors for their patients to diagnose diseases now and in the future, predict and prevent. So without further ado, let's move on to Team Talos and watch their presentation.
This This world has respected no limits on how fast it has been converging to a singularity of a completely automated world managed by AI. However, this convergence towards digitalization and automation has been relatively slow for healthcare. Typically, when we think of a hospital, we think of substantial waiting times, repeated visits to various doctors specializing in different departments, getting lots of tests done, and then getting them analyzed by respective experts before the problem's actual diagnosis. However, all of this can be easily automated using the existing AI frameworks. In our case, we tweaked natural language processing for our purpose. We offer a complete automation software package designed for hospitals powered by state-of-the-art AI technologies the world has access to right now. Under its hood, the product completely automates the process of patient reception, provides a primitive diagnosis, and straightens up the never-ending loop involving consultations and medical tests, providing colossal ease to both the patient and the hospital administration.
After registering into the app, patient can interact with AI bot for disease diagnosis.
Welcome to AI bot.
Hi.
Male or female?
Male.
What is your age?
21.
What are the symptoms?
I have headache and fever.
From how long you are feeling unwell?
Two days.
Do you have any other following problem? Shivering, vomiting, dizziness?
Shivering.
You have to do blood test and hemoglobin test. According to your reports, you have low WBC and low platelets count. So kindly consult a general physician. Here are the list of general physicians.
Now user can check the list of doctors of particular health problem. They can select any doctor from the list and book appointment with them. The appointment has been booked. Now you can set the alarm timer just before the appointment time.
We used flexible and open source technologies to develop our minimum viable product. The product's front end has been designed to be operated via any patient who walks into the hospital for a consultation through the digital access points provided at the reception area specifically for this use. The patient has to authenticate, register in case of new patients, using the set password at the time of registration or via an OTP. Following this, the user has to share the current symptoms with the interface. This information, along with the medical history containing past symptoms and diseases available with the hospital, is then passed through neural nets implemented with state-of-the-art, sequential model frameworks available today like RNN, LSTM and GRU, which analyze the possible relations between the medical history and current symptoms reporting the most probable disease. We use a razor blade business model with defined revenue streams and value proposition. The targeted end users are the healthcare institutions. Our idea is completely in adherence with the medical compliances and data collection policies. Data is end-to-end encrypted with private hashing techniques. Critical user data is not stored on cloud.
Thank you, Team Talos, for the amazing presentation. I love the production of this presentation, and I like the integration of technologies. Also, awesome walkthrough with the prototype. The application is clear to use, and I think it would come in handy for many people who don't want to Google their symptoms, but want to get a consultation really quick. And on that note, we can move on with our next team. Okay, we skipped that. Team Cold Floor Solutions, they want to enable cold storage logistics by providing renewable energy. They want to be more efficient with micro cold storages for flowers that can meet the needs of a monoclonal farmer. Now, this is a very interesting idea that would integrate physical and software solutions. So let's give them a try.
Hello, my
startup is about the Cold Flora Solutions. So, Cold Flora Solutions is a company that aims at enabling and democratizing cold storage logistics by providing renewable energy, wheel mountable, higher efficiency micro cold storage specifically for the flowers that can meet the needs of a farmer at the procurement section and also support the value chain supply. So, talking about the problem statements, flowers are highly perishable in nature, and due to their perishability, it's responsible for higher marketing cost, price fluctuations, and other similar problems. So, one of the major problems that farmers face difficulty in finding cold storage near the farms or proper cold storage supply chain to get their products from farm to market in proper conditions and stimulated time frame. And most of the current cold storage facilities are accessible only to the big farmers or middlemen who hoard when supplies peak, leading to huge price fluctuations, and lack of cold storage systems force farmers to monetize their products at first instance by selling in insufficient wholesale markets that low down the value chain supply. So we can clearly say that there is a need of a small capacity, decentralized cold storage on our near farms to hold the perishable produce in appropriate storage facilities till the time it can be sold at a good price. So for this problem, we are providing a solution. So we are designing a renewable energy, wheel mountable, higher efficiency on field or on market micro cold storage unit, which will be having a 100 kg capacity for storage as well as the transportation of the floriculture produce that will extend the shelf life and will as preserve the freshness. So the mechanism will work on the battery operated compressor, and a battery along with a compressor will be fitted in the cart itself so that it can power the entire system while the cart is moving. And the outer structure will be made of the puff panel, and it will be adequate for the insulation that can be guaranteed. The wall of the cold storage will be fitted with a PCM material that can take up the excess heat produced by the flowers and change its state. So we'll be using the cooling mechanism to refrigerate the inside storage and also change the PCM. And for charging the batteries, we'll be using the photovoltaic setup that comprise of solar reflectors that will concentrate the sunlight into the photovoltaic panel, and the efficiency of PV panel will be increased. So this will allow us to use lesser portable cells and give more energy, and also in the long run we will be able to justify the cost. So it will be best suited for the energy starved areas, and the entire setup could be loaded from wheels and can doubly act as on-farm and on-market storage. So it will come up with a phone mobile based application in which the farmers automatically would be able to set the required temperature and humidity conditions by choosing the type of flower they want to store. And the product primarily will be designed for the rural segment to serve their needs ideally, as it does not depend on grid electricity, and the device will help farmers store their produce in the temperature ranging between 1 to 4 degrees Celsius and the relative humidity as high as 90 to 95%. So here are few of the product features. It will be longer lifetime, ease of use, self-adaptability, extend the shelf life, choice of vegetables, choice of vehicles, and IoT enabled. So the USP of the technology lies it will be portable on-farm infrastructure that can be created. Hello, my startup is about the cold flora solutions.
Thank you, Team Cold Flora. Unfortunately, we had to cut it off because we needed to stay in line with the timing. Thank you for the presentation. Of course, flowers make people happy, and happy people are healthier. So thank you for the integration of physical and software solutions. And on that note, we're going to take a 1-minute break because we finished the artificial intelligence challenge. We're going to give ourselves 1-minute break just to recap, give our time, and then we'll be back with the next track, which is personalized medicine. So again, thank you, everybody. I want to say for the engagement in the comments. Please feel free to leave any comments to support the teams to give us any questions. And with that note, I want to reemphasize thanks for the participants for their amazing work. Thank you for the mentors, thank you for the organizing team, and for the Ministry of Health and Prevention in partnership with Entrepreneur and Bolt. And on that note, we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Again, we finished the intelligence challenge, the teams that were participating, and now we're going to move on to personalized medicine. Now, I see some questions in the comments. I will address one important question is, how many total teams are there? And are the 20 teams that are presenting today, are they per challenge or in total? So in total today, we're presenting 20 teams for the benefit of time for everybody. It's not 20 teams per challenge, it's 20 teams in total. And we already finished 8 teams for the Artificial Intelligence Challenge, and now we move on to personalized medicine. So with that, let's go back to our teams. Our next team is Team P4ML, who want to diagnose diseases in a day, not a decade. They want to fasten up the process for diagnosis using a couple of technologies. So let's watch them.
P4ML is a precision medicine company. Our focus is on identification of rare diseases as soon as possible. We are that company that finds that needle in a haystack. Across the world, we're seeing that the heel prick test is still being deployed to look for rare disease management in infants. Some countries, such as Ireland, where we come from, only pick up 8 rare diseases. But the heel prick test only detects up to 50 rare diseases. That's where the problem exists. There's an excess of 7,000 rare diseases, and what the clinicians and what the obstetricians and gynecologists want is to be able to understand exactly which rare disease that infants have, to get best treatment and the best diagnostics for that baby's outcome. P4ML was established in 2017. We spun out of the Infant Centre, which is a European centre of excellence for pregnancy and newborn screening, with the largest pregnancy biobank in the world, over 150 PhDs and 25 clinicians, all working on close to a decade of research around pregnancy and newborn screening. In 2018, P4ML were the first Irish, and indeed the first, precision medicine company to be accepted onto the Dubai Future Accelerators program. Our challenge was to accelerate diagnostics, especially around pregnancy challenges that the clinicians had with the Dubai Health Authority. We brought our non-invasive prenatal test on the pilot study, so during that 10-week period we were successful in getting a memorandum of understanding with the Dubai Health Authority. We worked with obstetricianists and gynecologists across Rashid, Latifa and Dubai Hospital. And back in 2020 we passed our ethics approval and showed proof of concept of the non-invasive prenatal test. We are delighted to say that now across the Gulf and 2 countries in the GCC, we have letters of intent from 3 major hospitals. P4ML want to prognose disease in a day, not in a decade, by identifying one of those 7,000 rare diseases using rapid precision medicine or whole genome sequencing, and then utilising multi-omics to understand a systems biology approach of what's happening in that child's body at any given time. That's a combination of metabolomics, proteomics, lipidomics, and the gut microbiome. So what we traditionally see is data sets are held in silos. P4ML take that blood specimen that the clinician gives us at time of birth. We do rapid whole genome sequencing to understand disease of those 7,000 rare diseases. That's done within 19.6 hours. And then through our multi-omics, we understand the drug pathways, which combination of drugs will give that baby the best outcome in life. Or indeed, why we're focused on the gut microbiome is that we want to ensure that with the right gut flora and the right diet, that we're trying to avoid the need for any medication to bring mom and baby on a happy, healthy pregnancy and newborn journey. We're delighted to be participating in the Future Health Hackathon this weekend. We congratulate everybody involved from the Ministry of Health and Prevention and for the event organisers. For me, PJ Maloney, CEO and founder of P4ML, I'd like to thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you so much, Team P4ML. This has been an excellent presentation. I want to congratulate you because you've already established where you're going to position your services. You've already talked to people in your target market, and you know exactly where you want to head. I think making diagnosis much faster and quicker is in the benefit of everybody, especially with the health situation that we're in. So I hope to see this come to life very soon. And with this note, we can move to our next team. Team Sensio, they want to use seamless and minimally intrusive technologies to connect children with their elderly parents. It's like a generation gap in the medical field, and so that they can check up on their health and stay healthy as with the many technologies that connect them together. So without further ado, let's watch Team Sensio.
We are Team Sensio, working on a smart ring for predictive, preventative, and personalized healthcare. Our core team consists mostly of software developers and hardware engineers. All of us are from the same university in Bangalore, India. We are supported by a diverse group of mentors and advisors, including a scientist, chartered accountant, industrial designer, and clinician. Over the last 2 years, we've been working continuously on our technology for wearable multi-vital monitoring. This device is currently undergoing early-stage clinical trials and will be a chest patch for remote monitoring of post-op patients, a problem which causes many casualties every year, many of which can be easily avoided. Over the last 2 years, we got a lot of requests from people in the age group of 25 to 45 saying they would love to give our device to their parents aged 65 to 85 so that they can watch over them remotely. Most of them had recently migrated from smaller towns to cities for work, often leaving their parents behind. So we asked their parents if they would be willing to try out our chest patch device, and we got the same feedback over and over again. Your device makes me feel like a patient. We concluded that our existing chest-based form factor will not suit the needs of these 83 million seniors in India. Recently, we had an important realization that we could fit 80% of the features of our chest-worn medical device into 20% of the area at 50% of the cost. We now propose a medical alert device that can provide clinical-grade patient monitoring but looks like just another ring. It will be the world's first cuffless BP, SpO2 and ECG-enabled smart ring with a simple, user-friendly experience with no need for the wearer to be tech-savvy and no information overload to the caregiver. Now why wear a finger ring instead of a wristwatch? Firstly, you get superior optical biosignal quality at the finger. The simple design will appeal to tech minimalists, especially the older demographic, who aren't comfortable operating fancy smartwatches with their small touchscreens. It is minimally intrusive and waterproof, so they are much more likely to wear it 24/7. And lastly, it's a relatively new form factor, so it will stand out in the crowded marketplace of wrist-worn devices. Besides, why pay $400 for a smartwatch when your parents won't use half the features? This is a digital rendering of the device, where you see the main optical sensing unit, temperature sensor, and ECG electrodes, all of which are processed by a Bluetooth-enabled microcontroller. We also have a motion sensor that can detect events like falls. The same device will be connected to two users, elderly parent and child. For the parent, we want to keep it simple. You don't need to be tech savvy to use this. The user only needs to worry about keeping the device connected to the phone with a big Bluetooth button. There's another button to trigger an ECG reading if they're experiencing any serious cardiac symptoms. For the child or caregiver, we want to minimize anxiety with a simple UI and help interpret the data, where red means danger. If you want a closer look, you can even look at time series data. We might even be able to give them smart recommendations on how to deal with the situation. We want to start with a small pilot of 5 to 10 devices to validate our hypotheses in the real world. Firstly, that we can make our tech work at a reasonable price. That people age 25 want to buy this for their parents age 65 to 85. And that parents age 65 to 85 are most comfortable wearing the finger ring device for 24/7 monitoring compared to all other wearable form factors. We want to publish results on the data and insights generated by the solution so we can talk boldly about the value created for both the user and customer. It would be great to partner with hospitals to provide first responder solutions in case of adverse events.
Thank you, Team Sensio, for the excellent presentation. Your proposition is very clear. I want to congratulate you on targeting multiple age segments and making this as minimal as possible for all generations. I think many families and caretakers would appreciate this. And with this note, we move to our next team. Team E-Surgery is a robotic operation table project that aims to monitor and improve the physical and psychological state of patients. They want to integrate many interesting technologies with artificial intelligence, music, and many visuals that would make the patients more comfortable with operations and post-operation pain, and reduce anxiety and stress. So on that note, let's welcome Team E-Surgery.
Hello everyone, welcome to our startup entitled E-Surgery. It's okay to enter to the world of surgical innovation. First, I want to introduce myself. I am Mohamed Kahna from Tunisia, I have a bachelor's degree in surgical technology with a master's degree in science and innovation policy. I'm a music therapist and an expert in digital health. And this is Ensa Sadaf, is a process engineer in my team is from Emirates. Then Mohammed Ali Khiari is UX design from Tunisia. And finally, Aisha Bibi is responsible about marketing is from Pakistan. According to 3 years of my experience with the patient undergoing surgery, nowadays the operating theater still causes anxiety and apprehension in many patients, which can lead to a refusal of care or difficult working conditions. It therefore appears necessary to implement methods of conditioning and relaxation of a patient operating on under local anesthesia to optimize the care and the working conditioning. So our solution is a robotic operating table project that aims to monitor and improve the physical and psychological state of a patient who have undergone surgery by reducing anxiety, stress, and post-operating pain using the technique of music therapy and artificial intelligence. So the operating table will be connected with devices like a screen which has an application can speak with the patient by itself with the AI to relax him. This smart operating table plays the role of a psychologist. Then it will be part the music therapy with the VR his psychological state. Our project is based on research and study. I already published a scientific article of our product in September 2020 named The Contribution of Music Therapy to the Operating Room. Our patients are happy with our product. The percent of patients improved are important. Take a look about the variable like anxiety rates, pain rates, and the vital signs are all improved. So we want to sell our product, the smart operating table, to the hospital, clinics, surgical industries, or medical enterprises. So why us? Our technology is to optimize the care by improving mood and the patient satisfaction, to eliminate the risk of contamination and to collect data remotely by using the virtual reality and AR with music therapy. Now you can watch this video is the summary of our project.
Thank you so much, Team E-Surgery. Unfortunately, we had to cut it off just for the benefit of time, so all the teams that can present. Thank you for this interesting idea. I think it would help many people be more comfortable with surgery, and we wish you guys all the best. Now, moving on to our next team. Our next team is Sahami, who want to empower individuals to own and share their medical records at any time and anywhere. This would help everybody to coordinate within the healthcare system and make it more accessible for doctors to follow up with their patients. So let's welcome Team Sahami.
Hello, my name is Ali Hafiz and I'm representing number 25, Sahami. We're building a blockchain health repository to give patients the power to own their medical records. The problem we're trying to solve is threefold. Number one is that medical records are scattered between several medical institutions and they are paper-based, which often mean they are mishandled and easily misplaced. 2. Healthcare in the KSA and UEE record the highest average data breach, which was estimated at 7.13 million in 2020. Last point here is that a hack on a hospital gives the hacker access to tens, if not hundreds of thousands of records with one hack. But with our solution, a hacker needs to do this 10,000 times or 100,000 times to get access to all these medical records. Our solution is building a secure platform that allows patients to share, own their medical records with medical practitioners worldwide. This gives the medical practitioner the ability to see, review the medical history of the patient, and diagnose them quickly and accurately. Our target market is B2C and B2B. On the B2C side, we are targeting elderly patients, 50 years and above, pregnant women, and chronic disease carriers. On the B2B side, we plan to target telemedicine platforms to allow medical practitioners to know the full medical history of the patient before the consultation, HR departments of multinational companies with large expat workforce, and frequent travelers through partnership with airlines. Our business model is a subscription-based model with £7 for a single membership and $7 for a single membership and $20 for a family membership, which includes members, including pets. Our go-to-market strategy with the experienced management team track record as well as detailed financial model for the next 3 years is mentioned in our pitch deck. Our solution can be used worldwide, but we plan to start with the UAE and the Gulf region before we try to expand to other regions. With regards to traction, we approached several medical insurance companies in the region, and AXA Africa have expressed some interest in our solution, and they are looking at how to integrate it now with their medical insurance to provide them for their gold membership customers. There are 2 points I would like to conclude with. 1, our platform is fully HIPAA compliant, which means no one has access to the medical records, including the system admin. Number 2, blockchain technology is used due to its mathematical proof and strong security capabilities compared with any other database or any other solution available right now in the market. Kindly visit our websites sahami.com/login and have a look at the prototype we already built. We look forward to your comments and your feedback on our email info@sahami.com. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Team Sahami. I appreciate the simplicity of the presentation, and I like your emphasis on security and multi-channel approaches. On that note, thank you so much. We're going to move on to our next team. We're introducing Team Metinsi, which is a team who wants to fight breast cancer by creating medical records for doctors in the Arab region. So let's welcome Team Metinsi.
This is the story of your average Lebanese woman visiting her physician. After taking relevant medical information and history and comparing with the latest recommendations for breast cancer in Lebanon, he prescribes the corresponding breast cancer screening tests within the recommended timeframes according to her own medical information. And he schedules a future appointment to check on her test results. But her doctor waits for her to come back and she never does. And then after a few years, she starts experiencing fatigue. And then after several tests, it turns out that she has breast cancer, the cancer that affects 1 in 8 women worldwide. Despite all the available advanced treatments, cover because her cancer was caught at a very stage. That woman was a sister, that woman was a mother, that woman was a wife, that woman could have been you. Therefore, to help prevent this from happening again, we created a mobile app called Metinse, based on the latest guidelines for breast cancer screening in Lebanon. That way, even with the absence of the physician, every user of this app, only by inputting their personal medical information, will get a list of the recommended tests and the recommended timing, and when the time comes, she will be notified and reminded to get the tests done. And only by performing the tests does the countdown reset, and Metinse reminds her to perform the upcoming tests. Metinse is available in the four most commonly spoken languages in Lebanon: Arabic, French, English, and Armenian. And after signing up and inputting the personal medical information, the countdown starts for needed for the early detection of breast cancer. Metinse will also notify the users of any current risk factors for developing breast cancer, like smoking, alcohol, and obesity. Metinse will also feature an easy step-by-step guide for the self-examination of the breasts. And to stay up to date on the latest news on breast cancer and how to prevent it, there will be a weekly tip constantly telling you something new and evidence-based. Metinse is currently available on both iOS and Android, free of charge. Our app wouldn't have seen the light of day without the contribution of experts from different fields: physicians, translators, an ethics committee, professors of public health, communication and publication departments of our university, and an app developer putting it all into one app. As for the worldwide market size for breast cancer screening, it was estimated at $1.4 billion in 2019, and it is expected to grow of roughly 8.4% over the next 5 years, thus reaching $2.3 billion in 2024, which should be appealing for potential investors. As for our revenue model, our university covered the initial app development fees, and since we insist on keeping the app free and without any subscription fees, in order to encourage early adoption and screening habits, we are open for donations, whether by partnering with breast cancer foundations in the UAE or by adding a donate button within our app. We will also partner with imaging and diagnostic centers in the UAE to feature a convenient mammogram booking service and advertisements. We will also generate revenue by partnering with oncologists and gynecologists to feature in-app teleconsultations and a booking service for clinical exam appointments. Of course, we wouldn't envy our potential future competitors, seeing that not only are we the first medical mobile app in the region to integrate medical practice guidelines within the algorithm of the app, but also we are the first medical professionals involved in such an app, not to mention having on our side a Lebanese celebrity in the Arab world advocating breast cancer awareness. Now, of course, you might say, but there are over 200 breast cancer apps worldwide. Then again, rarely are they evidence-based or do they include medical professional involvement. And none of them concern the Arab world specifically, with Arab doctors behind the app. So you might ask, how are we?
Thank you, Team Metensi. We appreciate you so much timing for our judges and the rest of the participants. We know you have a lot to say, so thank you so much. This is definitely something that needs more attention, especially in the Arab world. And on that note, I want to welcome you to another break. We're going to go for 1 minute. This is the end of our personalized medicine section. And then we're going to move to accessibility to healthcare, the third challenge in our hackathon. We're going to view the last few teams, and then it's going to be the closing and the announcement of the winners. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a minute. Hello and welcome back. Thank you for your engagement in the comments on the Slack channels from all the teams. We're back with the third and last challenge, the Accessibility to Healthcare Challenge. Our teams will compete within the ideas that would make it accessible for citizens and everybody to access healthcare and be able to access the records and everything related to their profile. And with that note, let's start with the first team. Our first team is Team Rodeso. They want to use assistive bots to facilitate the process of accessing healthcare records and helping people gain more control over the records. So let's watch what Team Rodeso has to say.
Hello and welcome. I'm Sanjay Tiwari. I'm the founder and the system lead.
Hi, I'm Harshit Lembodia and I'm the co-founder and system engineer.
Hi, my name is Daniel Burgess and I'm the CAD engineer of the team.
It's an absolute pleasure to be your mentor, guys. Wishing you all the best in your medtech revolution.
Hi, I'm Dr. Amit Agrawal. I'm the medical advisor for Rodeso.
After the pandemic struck, the world was in havoc. Currently, sectors like hospitals, hotels, schools, supermarkets depend upon human intervention for delivery of essentials, billing record maintenance, visits and general diagnosis, sanitization, etc. A bigger global risk is hospital-acquired infection caused due to unhygienic treatment and infection by bacteria, virus transmitted inside a hospital. The problem is a contamination risk by contact, a need for a safe and sanitized delivery, automated ordering and inventory management, and a use of a remote monitoring device. So, we've got a good news and a bad news. The bad news is it's a global health risk. The good news is we've got a solution for you. We are trying to repurpose the traditional methods: remote access with autonomous navigation, a user-friendly device with telemedicine facility, a contactless delivery with temperature, SpO2 and PRBPM measurements. Also, while automating the new normal by patient record maintenance, a UV sanitized carrying compartment, and mass detection with auto sanitizer dispenser and a contactless waste disposal system. This is the global scenario, where Astra stands at an extent of customization that is very high with a multi-functionality in different sectors. Well, do you know what future looks like? Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Astra, a bot with autonomous functionality, robust build, ease of operation, low maintenance, and auto-retractable ultraviolet sanitized trays. Well, go ahead, have a look. Every bot needs a charging station, and what better than a charging station with a self-sanitization technology? Well, we have wireless fast charging with Astra's self-sanitization by ultraviolet rays and data backup inside the IT cells of any public spaces that is proposed. This is the initial virtual prototype we built on Fusion 360 to demonstrate the initial features. This is a mock-up of the control application.
Okay, Astra. Hello, Doc. What is the status on bed 1?
Patient temp 90 degrees Celsius. Patient PR BPM 102. Condition stable.
Update in records.
Sure. What else may I proceed with?
Deliver item in tray 3 to bed 7.
Sure.
Well, what has been done? There's been a publication in the Indian Journal of Clinical Practice by a founder and a few senior doctors. There's been a proof of concept being tested, and we were also declared the winners of the National Open MedTech Challenge program by the Government of India under the Startup India program. We are also in the process of applying a design patent for the same. The current task that we have is around $14,000 for marketing, product development, executive expenses, etc. Well, every business needs money, and this is business. We have three kinds of revenue models: a B2B, an annual maintenance contract, and a rental model. The B2B generally focuses on one-time price, annual maintenance contract for servicing, and a rental model for all other organizations. We want to approach medical institutions, warehouses, restaurants, hotels, companions at libraries and institutions, companies, old age homes, etc. Well, the best way to predict the future is to create it. Peter Drucker said it. And we at Rodeso are changing the world one bot at a time.
Thank you so much, Team Rodeso. This is definitely an innovative idea that is needed, whether there is a pandemic or no. Thank you so much for the walkthrough with your platform, and we wish you guys all the best. And our next team is Team Healovate. Healovate is a corporate solution that would prioritize mental health for workers to make sure that everybody is experiencing mental well-being and productivity. So let's give it up for Team Healovate.
Hello and welcome to Hillabate. I will first start off by introducing my team. I have Dalia Raidan Baya, developer, Hamza Mnaim is the financial manager, Osama Matar the backend developer, Samer Shama the marketing manager, Layan Al the industrial psychiatrist, and me, Jana Kabrit, the front-end developer. So introducing our problem, globally 5 out of 10 leading causes of disability are mental health problems. In the last year alone, the global economy lost $1 trillion from lost productivity due to anxiety and depression. In the MENA region, more than 1 person per 6.8 people will suffer with mental health problems in the workplace. In the UAE alone, more than 60% of residents reported an inability to maintain a work-life balance. So this is a quote by clinical psychiatrist in Dubai. She said that it is an extremely common occurrence for patients to seek psychological services without informing their employers for fear of being ostracized, held back from promotions, or even fired. This is why my team and I came together to create Elevate. Elevate is together. So what is Elevate? It is a platform for employers to be able to stay on top of the mental well-being and continuously assess the mental health of their employers. We will be communicating directly with the human resources department that will receive daily assessment of the mental well-being of their employees using our accurate AI model. So from the side of the employees, they will get the daily recommendations after assessment, get customized schedule based on their productivity times, have access to 24/7 chatbot that is built on conjunctive behavioral therapy, have a hub for coworkers to communicate and help each other out and give each other constructive feedback, and be able to book an online session with a therapist. So this is the beta version of our application. As you can see, there is the home screen. We have Hilvi, our chatbot, the personalized schedule, and we have the co-workers where they can communicate with each other. So for the privacy of the employees and for the employees to be able to open up honestly, and the details of the chat and the names will not be shared with the human resources. The only thing that will be shared is the overall AI model statistics that are anonymous and for the entire employee base. But if there's something that's a red flag, then we will have to share their names so that they would be able to get help. For our values to employers, we would destigmatize mental health in your workplace, create a constructive environment, boost productivity for staff turnover, and mental insurance. For our employee value, we track the progress of your mental health. You will get 360 feedback for your work with mindfulness, and have an access to an AI therapist. Elevate actually meets 4 sustainability development goals that is put forth by the UN. Our business model is business to business. So our target audience are corporations and offices in the UAE that are customer-centric, like healthcare, insurance, and airline companies, hypermarkets, and hotels. We have direct competitors like mental fitness and coaching companies, but they only offer in-person coaching workshops in which the might not feel comfortable opening. For our indirect competitors, we have psychiatric clinics and AI chatbots, but they target individuals only. For our marketing strategy, we want to have a strong social media presence at an affordable price and have a great quality. So for our connections, we want to connect with local psychiatric clinics and local governments so that they would include us in their awareness campaigns and recommend us to companies. So for our marketing and team, we want to collaborate with the Ministry of Psychiatry and coaching companies so that they would add us to their services, and we want to infiltrate the private sector. So for our financial projections, we have the cost that is building the application and hosting the database and product testing. We have the fixed cost, which is the human capital. So for our revenue, we have subscriptions, publishing reports of the AI model statistics after getting consent from the companies and the employees, and hosting the therapists because we will give them a lot more exposure. So for our future plans, for the first couple of months, we want to develop the app, test the app, launch it to market, and eventually expand to different markets and add features. So you can contact us throughout any of those means, including Slack. So thank you so much. for listening.
Thank you, Team Elevate. This is definitely an interesting concept. It builds connections within the teams and it increases trust while also promoting well-being. So thank you so much. We hope to see this come to life very soon. And with this, we move on to
Hello.
our next team is Team SATV Global. SATV Global wants to promote a device that would test the glucose levels inside your blood in a non-invasive manner, which would provide easier access to these records and also a better experience for the patients. And with that, let's see what Team SATV has.
Hi everyone, this is group number 17 and the team name is SATV Global. The full form is Sell Every Technology Valuable. We are a medtech and full startup from Bangalore, India, and we are 6 months old. Introducing the founder, that's myself. I'm the founder and owner and the only member of this team. My name is Vaibhavram SVNS. I'm 18 years old, currently pursuing my BTech of second year in Electronics and Communications Engineering at SRM University, India. The problem that we are addressing is a problem that is faced by each and every diabetic patient in the world and even by the people in my family, which encourages me and excites me to solve this problem and make them happy. That is three aspects, that is pain, price and accessibility. Pain. Pain comes about because of pricking. Every time you need to check the glucose levels inside a body, you need to prick. Price. The price is about the poverty. The people in the middle range and the lower range of the X zones cannot access these devices because they are costly. And the accessibility, it is due to the literacy levels. Think because they are not enough literate to know these stuffs, they can't use this device, which is absolutely wrong. The solution for these three problems is a glucose monitoring device which we promise to deliver, which is pain-free, easy to purchase, ease of usage irrespective of the education background of the user, and the data extracted from this can be used for education purposes, can be used by pharmaceuticals. The market size. A total of 463 people are diagnosed with diabetes, which is quite painful, and about 270 million of them are from Asia, that is 60% of the total diabetic count, out of which 36 million are the people that we are planning to serve them in a span of 5 years with the device and our services. The product that we are introducing is the super glucometer. Why is it called super? It's because it checks the glucose monitoring levels inside your body with just one touch. Yes, believe me, it's a non-invasive method using the frequency averaging technique. And the price that the device is quoted is around $32.3, and it is quoted around this price considering the cost of the production and the price that a person can pay who is of a middle and a low class family. How does it use? The user uses the glucometer, tests the glucose level inside his body with one touch, and the levels, the readings, everything is updated into the app. The app updates into the cloud servers. The cloud servers are then taken by us. The data is taken by us and given to companies and organizations. So the part of the cloud servers and selling the data is a pure producer profit, and the part of the super glucometer and the glucose monitoring app is a half produce profit and a half consumer profit, because the consumer gets a continuous evaluation because every data is stored. We earn in three ways, that is when sold, when the app is installed, and when the data is sold. What is the business model? Because we are addressing a total population of 36 million, so we give 50% of the pharmaceuticals and the online shopping services, because we can't reach every 36 million people, and these are the people who have already expanded their routes. So we take a total of $16.15 per device, that is 50% revenue, and we take a total revenue of 580 million for a total span of 5 years, and this revenue generated is excluded from the revenue generated from the monitoring app and the medical record shared. The current state of our startup is in the ideation stage. We are looking for more resources for dealing with our ambitious project. The amount that we get from this hackathon will be used for POCs and the research of the project, and the estimated cost for funding.
Hello, and thank you so much, Team SATV. Unfortunately, we had to cut you off for a little bit so we can make time for the other teams. Thank you so much. It's a very clear presentation, and we wish you the best. And now we move on to our next team. Our next team is Team Merit. They are the people's medical wallets. They want to keep records all the time. They don't want doctors to get lost, so they want to keep them all in one place. So let's see what Team Merit has to offer us.
Hello, everybody. This is Tamer from Merit Team. I would love to introduce my team. I have here Mahmoud from Egypt. He handled the UI and UX. I have Lister from Philippines. He handled the app development, and myself handling marketing plus business development. Our team, as you can see, it's into two countries. I have Mahmoud. He's resident in Cairo, Egypt. I have Lister. He's now in Dubai, and myself in Abu Dhabi. So it's a pleasure to discuss today the idea of our application and what we reach and what we are aiming for. Now moving to the second slide, and this slide I'm gonna talk about problems and opportunity. So problems we discover in our market, which is was that patient losing their medical records all of the time. Always repeating that medical request from patient because no material available. Laboratory keeping the medical history for no more than 6 months. Patient usually facing an expensive payment solution because they don't have their medical records. So those kind of problems lead us to find a solution and an opportunity. Talk about an opportunity. I feel Merit will introduce a new medical model allowing patient and target market to save and use the data in many times at any locations with affordable cost. So Merit will keep all the medical history requested by doctors in the same place, any location, any time, with of course best medical deals inside our networks of laboratories and hospitals and networks. Moving to the impact or the result of Merit application in our community, I can find a very positive impact can be happen because of Merit. Example for that, creating new stable business structure in the emerging markets, adding new job opportunities, less medical mistakes, more secure treatment because the quality of the data received by doctors. So the add value is there, impact is really wide, and hopefully everybody can get the meaning behind Merit. Now I move to the product. Our product is our solution. This solution coming up into mobile using Java development, work for Android and iOS. We have a net server working for doctors, laboratories, and other B2B partners. All will be in the cloud. For now, we have a demo. I love to demo, so please pair with us. In the next two slides, we will have a very short movie, less than a minute, to show you how application is function. Please watch that. Now I'm gonna talk about the app demo. When I start in the slide with sign in, then I'll go for after succeed sign in, generate a code. Then I'll move to search. So I search by test type. I can search by center name. Then once I found the medical center or
Thank you, Team Merit. Unfortunately, you're way beyond the time limit of 4 minutes, so we had to give time for other participants to pitch their ideas, especially that we're a bit short on time. So thank you so much for the presentation. We're sure you have a very interesting demo. We wish we could have watched it all, but thank you so much. And on this note, we move to our next team.
Hello, everyone.
Our next team is Team Humanumi. I've been trying to learn how to pronounce your name, guys, for the past 2 days. Still need some training. Our team wants to use blockchain and AI technologies to enable doctors to network globally while enabling patients to have access to their records and detect their diseases. So let's see what Team Humanumi has to offer.
Hello, my name is Mujahid from team number 2, Humanity. We want you to reimagine how healthcare works. Now let's imagine these happy moments. You're out with your friends, having the best time of your life. When if you start feeling unusual, seeks medical help, is rushed to the nearest hospital, admitted to the emergency. Several tests are taking place before the actual treatment. And after that, report suggests that the patient was having some allergies and a developing disease inside his body that neither him nor any other doctor was aware of. Now, if I tell you, dear friends, that this was not just a story, but an incident that took place with a very close friend of mine. And sad as it sounds, is how huge the problem is. And here is where Humanity kicks in. With an impact of saving close to 2 million lives, this definitely is the need of the hour. And here is Humanity for you with few product features. The survey we took from the doctors in the UAE, India, and the USA suggested that the history and the medical record of a patient was a task, which in our solution is solved through blockchain. Second one, during a proof of concept, which was done in the hospitals of Dubai, showcased astounding results as AI managed to detect the deteriorating health conditions with almost 90 to 98% accuracy. Third one, a professional communication platform where the doctors can discuss, understand, and inform themselves about everything relevant, keep them up to date. Fourth one, if you forget to see the doctor, say no more, because we are here with reminders for you. And now you can also book your virtual appointments access throughout the globe with your favorite family doctor. Shout out to Dr. Adil for being my personal favorite family physician. And here's a little bit of demo for you. And once again, welcome to Humanity. Thank you for watching. That was a little interface about the app and competition. Yes, decent competition, but we still stand out for really important competitive advantages that we have over the rest. Our unified medical record, professional networking platform, early detection, which is early treatment, the key to improving outcomes, a 24/7 online and offline booking platform. Moving on, market size, the UAE healthcare market, the SOM over here, $10 billion huge that we're looking to capture. The revenue model is super feasible, super reasonable, with only offline medical history kept as a premium model, where the premium model is $3,000 monthly, also free for the first 2 months. Luckily, we have the perfect team, the perfect match, the dream team. Satish, student and CEO, Akhil Padmak, my student, and the CEO, Najat Salim, student from the UAE, and also as resident of the UAE and the CFO of the company. Future advancements in the future, we look to incorporate nanobots and get into the genome market, whilst we strongly believe that they will reasonable and a real comprehensive solution which incorporates data and AI and machine learning to reshape, redefine, and re-experience our healthcare. We also believe that this is the first step towards making our leaders' dream come true. First step to achieve a world.
Thank you so much, Team Humanity. You're also a bit over the limit, so thank you so much for this very interesting platform. I think it would make it easier for everybody, doctors and patients alike. And on this note, we move on to our next team. Our next team is Team Backyard Creators. They want to create an adhesive, non-surgical hearing aid for birth and totally hearing loss patients. So let's see what Team Backyard Creators has to say for this new interesting idea.
Hi, we are a team making them hear the unheard. So here is our team. We are Raman and Lakshman, young 18-year-old twin co-founders, and Dr. Haisha Arun, the final year medical student, and Ashutosh Chatterjee, who is a software engineering student, and the Rajalakshmi Senadipati, who is a bioengineering student. So here we go. The meet 21 years old Thiru from India and his brother Sundar, who is a 30. These two peoples are the brothers from a same family affected by a by birth hearing loss. So for them, there is an one and only solution surgery. Not only them, over a millions of people who are affected by this by birth and totally hearing loss. So on having the implantation surgery, they are facing many problems. Mainly, they are required an open skull surgery. On having this implantation, they are facing many restrictions, like they are unable to take an MRI and they are unable to use a smartphone. They must done a surgery within 8 years, and also all the implantation surgeries are not a 100% success rate solution, and also it is a highly expensive, which is not affordable by Thiru and Sundar like peoples. So we have overcome all these advantages, and we are going to provide an adhesive non-surgical hearing aid which totally avoids an implantation surgery, which suit for all ages. There is no restriction while using our product, like they can take an MRI, they can use a smartphone. Mainly our product is highly cost effective, around the 3% of total implantation surgery. So it's worked by. So we are working on a patented technology. So India origin with the PCT, we are doing a certain nerve impulse given to a directly to a cochlea through auditory nerve. On doing this, the hearing loss patient can able to hear without doing a surgery. So here we go with our impact story with the Sundar, how we are creating an impact in the Sundar life. So you may notice that the Sundar told book from his birth he doesn't hear any word. While using our solution from his birth, for a first time he hear through a device, and also on providing a continuous speech therapy to them, we are also able them to speak. So this is how we are creating impact in the people lives. So as we are in MP stage, our work has already have impacted in over 50 plus lives in India positively. So it's our market value, the market opportunity all over the world. Over 466 million people who are affected by a hearing loss. Over a 4% of UAE population is affected by the hearing impaired. In India, over 6.3% of its total population is affected by birth and total hearing loss. So it's a competitive landscape. The main competitive advantages of our product is we are providing a non-surgical hearing aid which suit for all ages at affordable cost with zero restrictions. So here is our business model. We are going to follow a main business model as a B2B2C, B2G, and a B2C to the by birth and totally hearing impaired patients and traumatic hearing loss patients as a customer segments through various channels. So our invention is also get awarded and certified by a Japanese government all over the world by the Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communications. We promise that the prize money will certainly help us make this world.
Thank you so much, Team Backyard Creators. Again, we're short on time, so thank you so much. This is definitely a life-changing solution. I really hope to see it come to life because you've obviously tried it and it's been showing great results on patients. So thank you for giving us your example. And on this note, we move on to our last team, the last team on this track, and the last team who made it to the top 20 teams. Our last team is...
Hi.
Our last team is Team VCare. VCare aligns virtual reality with healthcare treatment to decrease patient stress anytime, anywhere. This is mixing psychology and biology and everything together. So let's hear what Team VCare has to say. Well, it seems like we're having a small technical mistake with the video of Team VCare. So it's okay, we're going to fix it. In the meantime, I just want to remind you, this is our last team for today. Thank you for all the teams who participated and all the teams who are presenting to us today. I want to again thank Entrepreneur Middle East and Volt and all the teams and mentors who are here with us, and of course the judging panel. On a last note, the judging panel is going to join us later today in a couple of minutes. But before that, we're going to have the closing words from A.B. Thomas. He is the editor-in-chief for Entrepreneur Middle East. And then we're going to carry on and Mr. Sakar Al-Hameri, who is the Chief Innovation Officer for the Ministry of Health and Innovation, is going to join us as well for the closing remarks. So everybody, please stay tuned. We're so happy to have you, and I'm loving the engagement in the community in the comments. Feel free to give us any questions that we can answer live. Feel free to congratulate the teams because I know there are many friends and family in the comments. And please feel free to post about us in social media. This would help the teams and would help everybody to know about the innovations that are here. Now, of course, we want everybody to win, but we know that's not possible. So, but that doesn't mean that not all ideas are great. I'm honestly amazed by the quality of the ideas that we have with us today and throughout the competition. And I want to congratulate you guys for all of this. It's been a great pleasure to work with you. And on that note, we'll be back in a minute. Thank you for waiting, everybody. With virtual events, technical errors are bound to happen, and this was ours for today. But we're back with Team VCare. We're going to share their presentation right away. Thank you all for waiting, and again, make sure to tag us in your social media posts. We're going to announce the winners soon, so make sure to pump it up. All right, with Team VCare, again, they're aligning virtual reality with healthcare treatment to decrease the stress of the patients, targeting psychological and also biological factors at the same time. So let's listen to Team VCare.
Hello everyone, we are VCare and here's our team. I am Jenny, an architecture student and a VR content designer. Next is Cynthia, also an architecture student with VR development skills. And then Elsa, a medical student at AUBMC and a patient advocate. The diversity of our creative skills and medical knowledge allows us as a team to innovate across our fields. To start, meet Sarah, a 12-year-old girl who needs to go to the hospital for a blood extraction. When she arrives, she starts crying and shouting out of fear and stress. Her parents and doctor are frustrated because of the delay. It took Sarah 30 minutes to calm down. Sarah is not alone. There are so many patients that go through the same struggle every day. In fact, according to a study conducted in India, 70% of patients in the healthcare setting suffer from stress, anxiety, discomfort, and pain. How can we turn this anxious moment into a calm, entertaining experience? At VCare, we are introducing virtual reality as a non-medical solution to lower the level of anxiety by channeling the patient's thoughts and worries into alternate and entertaining realities. This solution has been proven effective by 73% as per a study done in the UK. As the technology is non-pharmaceutical and non-invasive, its content is personalized depending on the specific medical procedure. Our solution includes a VR headset with a high-quality lens, the designed experience which is synchronized along with the procedure, and a pain or stress scale to measure the efficiency of our product. Due to the COVID-19, we advise doctors and nurses to use a UV light box that sanitizes the device within 60 seconds. For extra measures, disposable eye masks are used. What is so unique about VCare is the storytelling and creative feature of the experience, which is being designed and adapted to each specific treatment. In this demo, the patient is immersed into a VR experience while in parallel undergoing a blood extraction. A positive experience for our patient. The content of the game mimics the collection of blood in a fun way, and the environment's soothing effect opposes the needle's sharpness. The movements during the game are controlled by the head, adapting to the procedure's physical restrictions. With the help of VCare, next time Sarah goes to the hospital, she would be going to play a VR game. For our process, we started with phlebotomy patients, which undergo a short-term procedure. The MVP is ready to be tested in clinical trials, which will help us validate the efficiency and acquire data for implementation. Through this, we will gain credibility to scale towards patients' procedures. We are selling our product as a package bundle, including the VR headset for $25 and the software for a subscription fee of $15 a month. Our solution is part of a freshly growing market estimated to reach $350.9 billion globally in 2030, according to PwC. Our journey aims at minimizing the suffering of patients while being treated. With VCare, the healthcare setting steps into a new dimension. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Team VCare. And I really hope to see this come to life, because it's definitely something that we would need in hospitals that would make it easier for everybody. Now, thank you everybody for watching. This was our last presentation for today. Thank you for all the teams that joined us, and thank you for our audience who are with us today. We're going to announce the winners very soon. We know you're excited, so are we. We're going to give the judges some time, but in the meantime, please join me in welcoming A.B. Thomas, the editor-in-chief for Entrepreneur Middle East. Entrepreneur is the global voice of entrepreneurship with 94 million readers. Thank you so much, A.B., for being with us today, and thanks to Entrepreneur for helping us, and thanks for you being with us today. So please take over.
Thank you so much, Naeem. Good afternoon, everyone from here in the UAE. Depending on where you're joining from, welcome to the final day of the Future Health 2071 Digital Health Hackathon. It's been, to put it quite simply, it's been an exciting 3 days. It's been absolutely wonderful to see the number of interest and the amount of people that have come together to be a part of this particular event. Personally, it was great to see more than 500 people, or rather 500 participants from around the world put in their ideas for this competition, which we then filtered into around 50 or so, and then now all the way down to the top 20 teams that we just saw presented today. First of all, I think I would like to congratulate everyone who participated in this endeavor. I really think it is an important stepping stone for whatever journey you're on, whether it's creating your own enterprise, being a part of an enterprise, being a part of something innovative, being part of something creative. It's been an exciting venture to see all of you wake up early in the mornings, depending on wherever you are in the world, and throw in your Slack comments, throw in your social media support, and trying to band together and work together to building a solution that will impact the future of healthcare. For this event, we at Entrepreneur have been extremely privileged to be working with the UAE Ministry of Health and Prevention, and of course BALD, as a partnership, as a joint venture, so to speak, in which we have all been able to help each other and move forward to the domain of healthcare as we know it, not just here in the UAE, of course. It is a global thing that we are trying to build here. At this point, I just want to thank a couple of people, especially from the Ministry of Health and Prevention, of course. Sakar El-Hemeri, who's the Chief Innovation Officer, who has been with us since day one of this particular program and has been supporting us and being, all in from day one. And it's just a pleasure to see him and the entire ministry come on in support of what we are doing to aid, or rather to celebrate UAE Innovation Week, which we are celebrating this week. I also wish to thank the team at BALD, who have been running this entire show. Founder and CEO Aya Sadar, a friend of mine, and it's truly a pleasure to see her at work, because she is extremely passionate about the startup ecosystem, and to see her work with all of these different minds to come together and make them work together, so to speak, and facilitate this entire event is amazing. Along with Aya, of course, I want to thank Naeem, Dulce on the social media side, Tarun and Carlos, who are working on the back end. Again, great work by all of them to make sure this event is as interactive, as informative as possible. Even though it is being done as a virtual event, I really cannot say that it feels like that. It's been extremely interactive and extremely informative to be a part of that. Part of these proceedings. At this point, I also want to wish to thank the team behind Entrepreneur Middle East as well, who have been working day in, day out on this. First of all, it is Sarah Siddiq, who's our head of innovation and research at BNC Publishing. She's been the one spearheading this program and making sure everything goes as we planned it. I also want to thank the editorial team at Entrepreneur Middle East, Odette Kahwagi, our creative lead, Tamara Pupik, Pamela DeLeon, and Ali Ahmed, all of who have been working behind the scenes to make sure we are supporting these innovative minds that are a part of the Future Health 2071 hackathon over the last couple of days. At this point, I would like to welcome Sakar El-Hemeri, the Chief Innovation Officer of the UAE Ministry of Health and Prevention, to come in and address the gathering. Of course, I know everyone here is waiting to see who is going to be declared the winners, but it's good to hear from Sakar about how he has seen the whole proceedings of this particular hackathon over the last couple of days. Sakar, it's over to you.
Thank you, AB. What an event. 3 days
Yes.
full of ideation and mentoring and learnings, a wealth of knowledge, and of course, most importantly, networking as well, meeting people from across the world. It has been quite an experience. I hope all the participants benefited from this experience. To be honest, it is very impressive to see the level of engagement despite the difference in timing from country to country. Full days from day to night of events, and people were really highly engaged. So I would really like to thank all the participants who joined and participated in this event. I hope you benefited from what you've learned here, and the journey continues. Despite choosing only 3 winners, I think the journey is more important than the destination. We've learned a lot from this experience, and I hope you'll take this learnings with you in order for us to better and upgrade all the healthcare systems around the world. Secondly, I would like to thank the set of mentors. From the few feedbacks I've had from the participants, you've been such an inspiration for them to come up with better ideas and better their skills at what they had to do. So thank you very much for all our mentors who joined us and took the time of their daily work to help us with the hackathon. Thirdly, I would like to thank specifically Entrepreneur Magazine. Thank you very much. As every project we do together, it is always a step up, and so it should be. I would like to also thank our esteemed panel of judges. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule and looking at the pitches to choose our winners. And also the thanks go to Bolt, who did a great work organizing this event. This was a very impressive effort. Finally, I would like to say that we run innovation events across the year, not only during Innovation Month or Innovation Week. So I hope you will stay in touch, look at the events that we are doing, either through our website, innovateforhealth.ae, or through Entrepreneur social media and website, as we will be updating it continuously with our future events. Finally, I would like to say that the innovation journey always continues. There is always something else that we need to do. There are always gaps and needs that we need to fill. So I hope you'll keep taking it forward from here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sakar. Like you rightly mentioned, this is just the beginning of the journey. I think it will be good to see how all of these ideas, all of these innovative minds, go forward in the future. At this point, I think I don't want to delay the suspense anymore, and I would like to call upon Aya Sadar, the founder and CEO of Bolt, to basically, kick off the proceedings and let us know who has actually won the prizes worth a total of $10,000 US. Aya, the stage is yours. Aya, you're on mute, I think.
Yes, thank you so much, AB. Thank you for also making sure to support all of the participants with displaying their videos, talking about some of the amazing work they did over the past few days. While you were all watching, we were deliberating with the judges to ensure that we were able to capitalize on time while we were online. I need to be able to also invite in the first judge from the panel to talk a little bit about the first startup that's going to be announced as the main winner for the competition in first place. Now, before we do that, I'd love to also just mention that it's been a wonderful past few days, and honestly, the energy, enthusiasm, and passion of the startups has been incredible. I'd love to announce Dr. Adel Sajwani to the floor to announce the first prize winner whenever he is ready to join us. I'll just wait on the main host to just allow him to come in. I think. Dr. Adil, would you mind just putting on your microphone and your camera so we can see you? Apologies. Okay, I think we need to put Adil front stage, please, immediately, if we're listening. Not sure why he's still backstage. Sorry about this technical glitch. I'm not sure what's the issue, and I'm not also understanding from the team. Dr. Adil, would you mind just putting your camera on and your microphone on as well? Under the bar, you'll be able to see it. Really sorry about this. All right, we're just gonna have to talk a little bit about the process that we had undergone for this competition in specific. So basically, there were 20 top teams that were selected in, and those 20 teams were their selection was based on a lot of feedback from the mentors who had sat with the teams. And also in terms of the idea feasibility. So in terms of how we select the ideas, it's very critical for us to get the mentor's view on your startups, especially that they're coming from healthcare startup backgrounds as well. The second idea, the second metric we also have to reevaluate everybody on is their go-to-market strategy. So, there's a couple of you who I would say had incredible pitch decks, like really, really strong ideas. The only issue that I would say we saw is, did you really get feedback from customers enough to say, that this was a great product, this is something that people would want? So I think it's really critical for you guys to really go out there and talk to customers. And without further ado, we have Dr. Adil Sajwani, who's now front stage. Welcome. And I'll let him talk about the teams while we display the presentation for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Aya. It was a great session today. We saw about 20 teams, and they were all actually interesting. It was hard to choose between them, but we had very good judges, and we had to select those teams very carefully. I'm honored to tell you about the importance of early detection of rare diseases. Rare diseases are over 7,000 rare diseases in the world, and currently we can only detect few of them during childhood and during newborn. The winning team had the project of detecting more than 50 rare diseases and up to 7,000 of them during childhood, which can really help us a lot in healthcare sector. They had a very good business model. Their idea was very original, and they used the idea of precision medicine to win this pitch. I announce P4ML as the winners.
Amazing! Congratulations, team. That's wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Adil Sajwani, for announcing the first prize. And the first prize winner will receive $5,000 as a grant from the Ministry of Health and Prevention, as well as Entrepreneur Middle East. And we are really proud to say that the team will be able to use this cash to create great impact with their business and their idea and their team. So thank you so much, Dr. Adil, for also announcing the winner. Second, we will have the second prize winner announced by Ms. Mubaraka Ibrahim, who also works with the Ministry of Health and Prevention. So we're going to invite her up to also join us. Hi, Mubaraka.
Hi, everyone. First, before I start, I want to thank the people who are working on this hackathon. It's an excellent work that has been done in the last 3 days, and I really appreciate everything. And thank you for putting me part of this judging panel. As said by Dr. Sajwani, it was really a difficult project. They all has an excellent, innovative ideas, an excellent background. They have originality in their statements and their pictures, but at the end of the day, we need to choose only 3. So, but actually the one who won the second place, they have actually looked at a very major crisis that most of the women currently are facing, which is the breast cancer. And what I like about this project and other judges is that it is covering not only how they notify the lady, but also linking her with the right people and the right doctors, and following up closely for her to be able to take the right treatment. And that's by itself, it's saving a huge lives, especially when it comes to the breast cancer. So I'm proud to announce that the second winning team is the team of Matency, and they have done a great pitch, and congratulations.
Congratulations, team. Thank you so much, Mubaraka, for announcing the second team. Especially as women, I think we were very, impressed with the idea behind this business. 1 out of 8 women get breast cancer, and I think the idea behind the business is extremely impactful. So thank you so much, team. And I just to remind everybody, the second prize winner will receive $3,000 in the form of a grant from the Ministry of Health and Entrepreneur, as well as Innovate for Health. So congratulations to the wonderful team, and keep going with your idea. And we are here as Bold to support all the winners and all the participants of this competition beyond this day. So good luck. Thank you, Mubaraka, for announcing the second team. I will do the honors to announce the third team because one of our judges had to leave early. So just to talk a little bit about this very innovative concept, I've actually met Aditya in a couple of different competitions, and honestly, I would say his ideas in terms of delivery at every hackathon gets better and better. I was really impressed to see the idea behind how we can support people with Alzheimer's in a more, I would say, simple fashion using wearables. Really love the idea, the concept, especially the video. I'm sure a lot of you who are watching today will agree with me that the third prize place winner does definitely go to New Reno. Congratulations to the team. Round of applause from me on the third place prize. Sorry. Congratulations on that. We did have a tie situation, so the way that we basically are gonna make it happen as well is in terms of Helivate, who also created such a wonderful presentation. We will be splitting the prize of third place between the two of you because it was a tie. Then you will split and share the love, and we will have 2 amazing businesses around the world that receive a grant of $1,000 each that will essentially support them in their business endeavors beyond today. And also, you once again have the full support of the Weibold team. You will be featured, the 3 of you, on the Entrepreneur Middle East network, which extends to an incredible amount of cities all over the world. Just to reiterate, it was around, we had reached around 26 countries when we started off this competition. So it's incredible to see the network the Entrepreneur team has and is granting for free to these startups who joined us to solve the most pressing issues of healthcare today, and looking at innovative solutions of how we're going to get the industry in an even better shape for tomorrow. So thank you so much to every single one of you. I'd love to invite now my team to come out and also say a few words. If we can invite Naeem and also Carlos and Dulce, if we can get Dulce as well to jump on the link, and Sarah, if we can share that with her. I just want to bring the amazing team forth to the front to basically say thank you and also show you the faces. I want to show you the faces of the amazing people behind this competition who have been working tirelessly through the night, preparing to make sure every single one of you were happy and had all your questions answered. So a big thank you to Naeem, a huge thank you to Sarah, who's also, today is her birthday. So happy birthday.
Thank you, Aya. Thank you for the public announcement. Thank you.
I just think it's such a beautiful thing that on your birthday you get to do something so different and to experience such a different vibe. So Sarah, tell us how you're feeling today.
I feel so happy to celebrate the success of others. This is the best gift ever. You know, on my 22nd birthday, I'm at the Innovation Month celebrating the winners. And congratulations to everyone because they worked so hard. And thank you to you, Aya, and Naeem, Dulce, and your team for doing such a great job. Thank you to the Mohab for giving us this opportunity to empower youth and entrepreneurship globally.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's definitely been great to see the team's work and learn. But most importantly, we learned a lot from you. We really appreciate all the effort that you put on over the past 2 days. We know it's we have to, at the end of the day, choose 3, but now 4 winners. But everybody here is winning, and it's the knowledge. And we hope that you're going to carry on with everything that you've learned here. Connect with your mentors, connect with us. We're always here to help you, and we're so proud of you. So thank you for being with us, and we're definitely happy to see you succeed in the future.
Thank you guys so much. I think we're just waiting on Dulce, but just in case, if Carlos, can you tell us if Mr. Kamel Ghamashi, the last mentor, is backstage? And if so, can you please bring him to the front? I'll wait to see your reaction on the chat if Mr. Kamel is backstage. He's not there. Okay. I wanted to introduce our last and one of our favorite judges as well, Mr. Kamel Ghamashi, who is the founder and CEO of Gen Farm Services. He also is a sponsor for our next competition, which both will be doing in person, inshallah, very soon. But I wanted to bring him up just to talk a little bit about his experience with us. But never mind, I've spoken on his behalf just for a short minute. But once again, thank you to everybody for your time, for your love, energy, commitment, and work. We had great ideas for this competition. So thank you. Thank you once again to everybody. I think we're going to miss Dulce on this one. I don't know if she's seen the message. I've sent her a restream, but I think
she must be busy with telling the teams like congratulations, because Slack channels are still active. Congratulations, teams. Like I don't think we're gonna ever close the channels, so we're always happy to have you. Blow up our notifications all the time.
I will definitely say a big thank you to Dulce for working tirelessly on the back end, supporting all the mentors, which incredible amount of mentors, supporting us with all the communication as well for the participants. And she'll also be supporting us just in the next few days to make sure you have everything you need. We will be sending you a thank you email with some of the resources we've shared within this competition. And we also will be making sure that you send your feedback in terms of your experience with us. Please be nice, but do share, of course, how the event went for you. And we look forward to seeing you at the next competition, inshallah, in person. Congratulations again to the top 4 winners, P4ML. Hey, Carlos, our backend engineer for this morning. Hey, and we have once again just announced the congratulations to the top 4 winners, P4ML, Nurino, Matensi, and Halevate. Congratulations on winning this competition. And everybody here is a winner. I really saw a lot of great energy, great ideas come from the participants. So we are really honored to be a part of this competition with you. Thank you to everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care,
Thank
everybody.
you. Bye-bye.
Thank you to the Ministry of Health and Prevention for Innovate for Health. Thank you to Sarah. Thank you to Naeem, and thank you to the entire team.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.